Today's story is Jesus healing those with leprosy. Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem when he entered a village which was on the border between Samaria and Galilee. There in the distance stood not one, two, or three, not even 4, 5, or 6, neither 7, 8, or 9, but wow, 10 men. The 10 men all had leprosy. The 10 men stood at a distance, and in a loud voice, the 10 men said, "Jesus, Master, have pity on us." When Jesus saw the 10 lepers, which was the name given to those suffering with leprosy, he said, "Go and show yourselves to the priests." As the 10 men went on their way, they were healed of their disease. The sores, boils, and lesions on their skin had gone. When the 10 men saw they were healed, how many do you think went back to say thank you? Not 10, 9, or 8. Not even 7, 6, or 5. Nor 4, 3, or 2. But 1. Just 1. Only one of the men went back to say thank you to Jesus. The one man that went back was so grateful, he threw himself down at Jesus' feet. The one man that came back was a Samaritan. Jesus said, "There were 10 of you. Were they not all healed? Where are the other 9? Why has no one else returned?" Then Jesus said to the one man that came back to thank him, who was a Samaritan, "Rise and go. Your faith has made you well." Leprosy is an infectious skin disease. Left untreated, causes nerve damage and muscle paralysis, resulting in clawed fingers, foot drop, and permanent disability. Those suffering with leprosy in Jesus' time were sent away by their families and communities to live elsewhere. No one wanted to be near them for the fear of catching the disease because it was so contagious. Today, leprosy still exists. It can be treated, but in some countries, due to lack of treatment and education, those suffering with leprosy are still pushed out of their communities and disability still occurs. Let's go back to the story. It seems strange to me that only one man, a Samaritan, came back to thank Jesus for healing him. Samaritans and Jews didn't get along, so for a Samaritan to go back and say thank you to Jesus, who was a Jew, was very significant. The Samaritan was obviously very grateful to have been healed, and it meant that he would be accepted back into his family and community. We don't know why the other men didn't go back to thank Jesus. Maybe they didn't think Jesus would still be in the village. Maybe they thought it was their right to be healed without saying thank you, or maybe they just forgot to say thank you. I wonder if you ever forget to say thank you. Do you thank all those that help you, for those who look after you, for the doctors and nurses you come in contact with, to those who work on vaccines and medicines to heal all kinds of ailments? I wonder how often you say thank you to God for healing you, for his wonderful world, for water, our homes, for the trees, the flowers of many colours, the seasons, the weather, and medicines, of all of which are a part of God's wonderful creation. So during this creation tide, let's all say a loud thank you to God for all the wonderful things we hear, see, taste, smell and touch. Thank you, God! I often speak to God whilst I'm being creative. It never needs to be perfect. Just being you in the moment with all your attention on your creation is praying. Today's activity is a thank you tree. So I've drawn 3 trees, so you can choose which one you want to do if you've got all the supplies. So this one's done in pencil, so it's just the outline of the tree. This one I've used oil pastels. And today I'm going to be using a raffia tree. Now I've stuck the raffia on at the base, so that's the trunk of the tree, and I've left the raffia to just fall as it will fall on the paper, and those are my branches. First of all, with the raffia tree we need to paint it. So brown paint, you can take a lot longer over this. And it really doesn't matter if it goes on the paper. You can take a lot longer over this. As I say, you can take a lot longer over that. So while that's drying, you can be making some leaves for your tree. I've actually drawn on some of the veins, and we're just going to write things that we're thankful for on there. So I'm going to write friends on this one, and I'm going to glue it down. Glue, and you can stick it on the tree. What should I write on this one? Thank you for healing, because that was what the story was about, healing the lepers. And during this time of creation tide, thank you for a wonderful world. Thank you for the world. I need to have some leaves facing the other way. So, thank you for insects. Insects. Thank you for our family. Now, one good thing with this is you can add every day a leaf. So you don't have to finish it in one day. You can add to it. And there is the start of my thank you tree.